Hello guys, welcome to Inside Electronics. In today's episode, I'm going to do a full review on this new advanced USB power meters that I got delivered in my mailbag a few days ago. Now you can watch that video up here on the I button by clicking on the I button. So in this video, what I'm trying to do is to cover every single features of this power meter. By the way, I'm just going to unplug this load for now. I'm going to show you the different options that are available. There are some hidden options are in this one, are present in this one. So I'm going to walk you through the different options that is available in this, what are the different functions that is associated with the buttons. Now the button is a very important thing in this one because it does a lot of things. And for the start, let's see what is in the screen. Now on the listing, I bought this thing from Banggood. So not just in Banggood, but in every listing that I have seen for this particular device, it says that the screen is OLED. And when I'm looking at it, it doesn't feel like OLED at all. It just feels like a regular LCD, the pixelated type of LCD. But I don't know how well you can see that, but for my eye, it doesn't look like OLED at all. Maybe it is OLED, but I'm not sure, but it certainly looks like LCD. And to start with, it has two layouts for the screen. If you press a button, you can see it says USB tester, and it has a different layout. If you press it again, that's a different layout. And the everything else, the time, the power, everything else in this are the same. You will get the voltage, the current. If I plug this load back again, you can see the voltage, the current, the total power consumption, and the amount of charge that has been transferred, the watt hour rating, and the total time the load is connected. Now the good thing about this thing is it has the timer and the milliamp capacity. Now why that is good? Because if you are trying to measure, say you are trying to measure the capacity of an 18650 battery like this one right here, and you want to know exactly how much charge that it can take, in that kind of situations, a charger like this, a USB meter like this will come really handy. So there are a lot of other uses like that, but I'm not going to list everything of them. So if you look closely, you can actually see, if I bring that back to you can actually see that it has everything in a random order right now. It's showing some random milliamp hour, random time, random wattage, everything in a random. The power is obviously 0 because our eye is 0 right now. So to reset, it has a few options. If you just double tap it like that, just look on the screen. If you double tap it, I just clicked it 3 times. That's where the timer has reset. If you double tap it, the water will reset. And if you want to reset the whole thing at once, just press and hold. See, now everything is 0. Now when you first get this thing, like when you buy it new and when it gets delivered to you, this thing will sure have some offset. Now mine has an offset of around 0.8 amps, 0.8 or 0.08 amps. I don't exactly remember. I think it's 0.08 amps. There's an offset. Now this advanced meter really gives you an option to calibrate it down to 0 like you see here. And the way you calibrate it is really simple. All you need to do is press and hold the reset button, plug it in to a power source, and that's it. It will show you 0 amps and it will calibrate the voltage output at the present voltage output as a 5 volt, and that's it. If you want to set that, all you have to do is take this thing out, and now that particular voltage and current will be saved as your default value. Now it is showing 5.8 volt because at the moment this thing was at 5 volt. So whatever during the zero calibration time, whatever is the voltage will be set as your 5 volt, and whatever is the current, you are not supposed to attach any load when resetting things, so only then you can actually set the current as 0. Now I hope you got the point. Now that's all with the buttons. If I just show you again, all you want to do is attach a load. Wait, is it not like okay, now I have attached a USB light. As you can see, it's now drawing around 22 milliamps, and the timer is going on, the wattage is going on. Now there is one annoying thing that I found with this. Sometimes the timer will not count, but everything else is going to be counting, like the milliamp hour will be counting, the wattage, whatever will be counting, but the timer, in that case, you are going to screw up what you are doing, because you have to reset it and you have to start calibrating from 0 again. So this is not the first time I'm doing a review. If you actually watch my channel, recently I reviewed this quasi power meter. If you can watch the video up here, but unfortunately I got it delivered in a broken state, so I cannot review it at all. There is no way I can do a review or anything. You watch the video and you will understand why. Okay, there is something I really forgot. If you notice, you can see a metallic element like that over there. That is a resistor material. That is a shunt material that is used to measure the voltage drop. The way these kind of devices work is it is actually measuring the voltage drop across a non-resistance value. By that way, the device is calibrated so that the voltage drop will correspond to certain amount of current. So in this case, they used a special material called manganese, which is a trademark name for an alloy made of copper, nickel and manganese. So those three elements constitute the alloy of manganese, which is what this thing is. Now the reason why this special material is really good, the manganese is really good, instead of using this kind of, if you look closely you can see a resistor over here through this kind of thing. Let me open it if possible. Okay, anyways, you got the point. In the quasi power meter and also in the other kind of power meters like this one, I reviewed this one also, they all uses, both this and this kind of meters, they all uses the normal resistor material for measuring the voltage drop across it. Now why manganese is better is because it has virtually zero temperature coefficient of resistance, which means in the other kind of resistors like in this one, there is a possibility for the resistance to be changed when this thing heats up. Actually a lot of current will be flowing through this, especially when this can measure up to 3 amps. It is going to produce some amount of heat, and if the heat changes the resistance, then the voltage drop across the resistance is going to be changed, which will then affect the accuracy of the measurement. So that is why it is important to keep the variations to as low as possible, and that's why in this advanced type of meters they use the manganese material, because it has virtually zero temperature coefficient of resistance. Now what does that mean? It means even if the current flow through this thing heats up the material, it is not going to affect the voltage drop across it. It's always going to remain the same. So that is the reason why this is the advanced version. Now when you search for USB testers, now this is the top of the line of that category right now. Now I do have this basic version also. This is a charger docker. Now these are the first kind of USB meters that came out to the market a few years ago. Now this one is only capable of up to 3.5 to 7 volts and up to 3 amps. Now I did measure it up to 2 amps through this. It was fine, no problem. And if you, these things actually are actually popular in the name charger doctor. If you search for power meters, you will get a mixed results showing all the three different kind of things, like this one, and this one. But if you search for charger doctor specifically, you are only going to show this thing, because that is the actual name for it. Now this one does not have any branding on it, apart from it saying USB tester over here. There is no branding at all. You can buy this without any brand name or in some brand names also. So I think I covered almost everything. Now you can watch the review of this charger doctor over here on the I button. And also I have hacked this quasi power meter because it was broken. I cannot use it. Instead of just throwing it away, I hacked it to something really useful and cool. You can watch that by clicking on the I button over there. So I think, let me show it again. Double click, it will reset the whatever. Triple click, it will reset the time. Press and hold it, everything will reset. If you want to calibrate it to 0, all you have to do is press and hold, put it back in 0 amps, 5 point something volts, and just take it out, plug it back in, and you're now calibrated. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I mean, at least you got some information if you're trying to buy this thing. I hope this information was enough. I don't think there is anything I forgot. Oh, one thing I forgot is that this thing will actually measure from 3 to 30 volts, and it can measure up to 5 amps. That is the most important thing that I forgot to mention. This thing supports the quick charge 2.0 and 3.0, and it can support the Apple chargers and everything. So basically this is much more advanced than this one, because this Quasi can only measure up to 9 volts, 3 to 9 volts and 3 amps. This thing 3 to 7 volts at 3 amps. This one 3 to 30 volts up to 5 amps. That is a really good capacity you need. Now there is nothing much on the bottom side. As you can see, it's a clear plastic. There is only a couple of unnamed chips over there, and the manganese material, the 2 different layouts. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys got an idea about this power meter. Thanks for watching. See you in another video.